Okay, it's recording. Hello, Pastor Stephen. Glad to be here at your church. What do you call your church?
We called our church as 3J2 Bible Center and Ministries Anglican Church. 3J2 means 3 John verse 2.
Wow, very good.
That's the name of our church.
Okay, and your church is located in Anglican City in the Philippines, Mindanao. If we were driving from Cagayan de Oro, Manticao, or some places, and we come to Anglican City, how would we find your church? What is the direction?
Well, the exact location of our church is Porok 3, Dao, Hinaplanon. It is 1 hour and 30 minutes from Cagayan de Oro to Iligan. And this is very near to the bridge before coming to
That's
Iligan.
a good landmark, the bridge.
Yes, the bridge.
Very good. And tell us a little bit about your ministry here in the church.
Well, the ministry of the church, the church started in the year 1999. When I resigned from a big company, a printed company. I was then the regional manager of that company, and at the same time I was the assistant vice president of the company. And when I was promoted, my son, was used by God for me to go back to the ministry. He told me while we were eating our lunch, because I was so excited to tell them about the promotion that I got from the company, and then he told me and said, "Pa, why don't you just go back to the ministry, even if we will suffer hardships?" And then it seems that my heart was melted upon hearing that words from my son. I right away went into the room and asked the Lord if it was time for me to go back to the ministry. And then, of course, the Lord, impressed in my heart that it was now time for me to go back. And when I went back to the table where my family were sitting, and eating their lunch, I told them, "Is this really what you want me to do?" And they said, everybody told me that, "Well, we have been praying for this, that you should go back." It was because I resigned from the church before, and I joined this company, and I thought everybody was enjoying that I was in that company. I was receiving something like, I would say that it would be enough for the family. But my family was not really satisfied. They would like me to go back as a pastor of the church. So upon hearing their sentiments and what was really in their heart, when I went back to my office in Cagayan de Oro, I resigned as the regional manager of the company, and then we started a pioneering work again in Iligan City. And of course, we started from zero. During our first worship service, there were only about 7 to 9 people came, but that was good. That was a very good number to start with. And then later on, we were growing, and of course we have experienced a lot of ups and downs in the ministries. There were a lot of people who came, and then we also went out. But the ministry is going on. And then in 2008, we started a feeding program at the dam site, and we're still doing it even today.
What is that?
Feeding program, a feeding program.
Okay, very good.
We are feeding for about 200 to 250 children every Saturday morning.
Oh?
Yes. That is what we are doing, and we believe that is God would like us to do.
Wow.
So,
at the dump site, could you explain the dump site?
Yeah, well, the dump site is where the people of Iligan City put their garbage.
There's lots of children goes there.
Yeah, the children are making the dump site or the garbage are as their livelihood.
Oh,
They were, scavenging the rubbish of the garbage, and then if there's anything that they can still mix it on it or use it, then they
Oh.
just get it and
wow.
bring them to their houses. And if there is something that they could still eat, like the bones of the chicken, would bring those chicken bones to their house and cook them again. And that's what the live in the dump site. So when we started the ministry at the dump site, we always believed that God would provide every need that we have in feeding these children. And well, God is always faithful, and He provided us everything that we need for the feeding program. Because there were times that we need to ask the Lord for provision, and yet God is faithful in providing.
Very good. Well, thanks for sharing that, Pastor Stephen. Was there any final comments you wanted to make about your church or your ministry, or?
Well, 3G2 Bible Center and Ministries is preaching the old-fashioned gospel that makes me new. And that is a guarantee, because everybody would like to have change in our society. They would like to change our society. But I always believe, this is what we believe in 3G2 Bible Center and Ministries, that change should start right there in our hearts, in our individual heart. If there is change in our individual heart, then there is change in our society. So that is what we preach. But the person who can change man's heart is, of course, the Lord Jesus Christ. He's the message of the gospel. And in fact, He's the gospel Himself.
Very good. Thank you, Pastor Stephen. Thank you so much.
Thank you and welcome.